Assalamu alaikum, family. This your brother video broadcast. Just gonna do a quick part two. It was a little choppy in the first part. But I would like to respond again based on the allegations toward the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that is unjust. You know what I mean? And so therefore, here's a response to an internet troll, because he would like to consider himself as a teacher, which I think that he's far from a teacher. He's more of an internet troll, because when you lead people away from the truth, you are not a teacher. When you willfully lead people astray from the truth, you are not a teacher. You are an enemy of the people. If you're not willing to present the truth to the people, then you are, in fact, an enemy of the people. So there are people that are going around making claims that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has done nothing for the people, hasn't achieved anything, and doesn't have a program for the people, and I emphatically disagree with the notion that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is just some pastor / preacher going around doing stuff for money. Like I said in the first video, that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has turned down lots of money. He has turned down honorariums, speaking in churches and schools and other events. He even turned down $1 billion. I repeat, he even turned down $1 billion. And I have verifiable truth of people that were there, But my question is to ask some of you trolls who like to break rank, because that's what you're doing. You breaking rank. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a general. As a matter of fact, he's a 5-star general. He's a general over the whole army. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is. He's the general over the whole army. There's an army that you see, and there's an army that you don't see. And that army is the army that scares the hell out of some of y'all, ready to call a truce and wave the white flag, as you have done before in a couple of your videos. You know who I'm talking to. You asked for a peace agreement. You wanted a truce. You said you was going to leave the Nation of Islam alone, leave the minister alone. So I guess you're doing these reaction videos now. And you feel like, you have the right and the privilege to go ahead and say something now. So after you said that you was going to stop doing and saying what you were saying, I understand that it didn't have the disrespectful tone that it did in some of your earlier videos, but still, nonetheless, you reneged on your word. So my question to you, young Pharoah, besides scamming the people out of money, coming up with causes that really don't even make sense, what are you actually doing for the people? What achievements have you really achieved doing the work that you do besides earning a silver button from YouTube? What have you actually done compared to the works of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? You and your uncle said it, because that man has a whole lot to say about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I believe both of you are not a part of the black conscious community. I know I heard Seti say that a couple times in this video, that he's not a part of no black conscious community. He's a part of the gas community. He says global African supremacy, but I would like to consider it more of gaslighting. You all are gaslighters. You know what I'm saying? You all find and pick out black organizations that you can attack with propaganda and lies and falsehoods, throwing up smoke screens, you know, pretending to be a part of a black community. But you all admit that you are not part of a black community. And if that's the case, take all that Kemet stuff off your wall, take all that Kemet stuff off that you be wearing. You know what I'm saying? Just take all that stuff off. You know what I'm saying? You don't even deserve to wear that, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You got to earn to wear that type of stuff, you know. And you all say, oh yeah, I'm not defending white people. And then in the same breath, you turn around defending white people. And like I said in the last video before, that we offend white people every day with the truth. Most white people we offend who can't handle the truth and live life in denial. But we're not concerned about those who live life in denial. We are more concerned with those who are willing to learn the truth, regardless of how you package it, whether if it comes from a black man or a white man or an Asian or a Mexican man. We are more concerned with the truth. Therefore, everything that you have been saying and speaking on in regards to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is completely false. As far as the Netflix drama goes, you are making videos claiming that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is asking black people to boycott. But you can't show us one video or even a written statement that came directly from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan telling the members, his followers, or any other black people to boycott Netflix. You know what I'm saying? We are making the decision to go ahead and boycott Netflix. Why? Because why should the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have to defend himself? You know what I'm saying? After all he has done for us, he's an 85-year-old man, and he's been pushing this program that you said is not a program for 60 plus years. So we're going to defend him. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, let me handle your lightweight, because this man is lightweight. I'll let you deal with Satan. And this is just one of Satan's imps, one of Satan's demons. This young guy, this young man by the name of young Pharoah, who's doing the enemy's work, coming up with propaganda, doing little 30-second sound bites to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's taking his playbook and his game plan from the same enemy of ours. And there's a saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you don't have the same enemy that we have, then you, sir, are definitely an enemy. Period. Point blank, and that's how I'm dealing with it. You know, if you don't want to be civilized and you want to break the truce or the peace agreement that you made with my brothers, Brother Ben X and Reza Islam and Brother Willie Muhammad, if you're willing to go back on your word, bro, you get no respect. Period. You get no respect, bro, because you broke the agreement of peace. You broke that because you continuously slandering the Nation of Islam and our leader. So my question to you is, in this video, what are you doing? What have you done? What have you done? I can read off some of the works of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, since you trying to go up against the heavyweight champion. Let me read down some of his resume. And this is some of the stuff that I can just think of right now. I can't even imagine all the other things that some of the other believers can say about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This is what I'm about to read off, is just some of the things that I could just think off the top of my head. Things like the minister had brought millions of black people together for the Holy Day of Atonement several times. And all of the money and the donations that he got from those events, he gets them audited. He gets the money audited so people can know where every dime went. This is a fact. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he does Million Man Marches, the Holy Day of Atonement, or any major event, he gets the money audited. If the money doesn't, if we not giving money directly to the number 2 poor or towards the Savior's Day gift, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will get the money. He will get auditors and get the money audited so the people would know where all the money went. Don't none of you Negroes, you so-called conscious dudes who start up GoFundMe accounts, you know what I'm saying? Some of you Negro leaders, preachers, pastors, or whoever you are, go get auditors and get the money audited so the people would know where all the money went to. And you could go to NOI.org and you can see where all the proceedings went from the 1995 Million Man March and see if I'm playing. Okay, next point. He was the reason why so many orphans in the 1990s were adopted, because there were many orphans in the 1990s in the black community that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan encouraged brothers and sisters at the Million Man March to go out and adopt our babies. He helped finance many churches, schools, organizations such as the Urban League, NAACP, CORE, and many other organizations, and children with scholarships that he helped finance and fund with his own money. See, he gets money from the people and he'll give it right back. This is the type of leader that we got. Next point. He traveled all over the globe, inspiring the masses of the people. He's received awards and gifts from kings, presidents, and leaders in the Muslim world. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has traveled all around the nation, has traveled all around the globe tirelessly, giving free lectures, counseling people, inspiring people, you know what I'm saying, for over 60 plus years. On behalf of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. He's the traveler. He's a traveling man. And he's loved all over the world. But he gets no respect in his own country. Just as the Bible say, just as Jesus say in the Bible, you know, a prophet is without honor in his own country. Next point. Next point. He's helped rebuild the Nation of Islam and its Muhammad's economic blueprint. Since you say we don't have a program, we have the Muhammad's economic blueprint to buy land, to buy farmland. He brought back the Clean and Fresh that is now called Eating Fresh, and we sell hygiene products. He also created the ABLE program with all of our food products. You can get fresh salmon, some of the best salmon in Whiting, some of the best coffee, some of the best food products that you can't even get on the market. Okay, next point. He rebuilt the Muhammad Speaks newspaper program and later called it the Final Call newspaper and funded that program with his own money. So for you to say in your videos that the minister is making money off of bean pies and Final Call newspaper, no sir. The minister ain't never told us to give him money from the bean pies. That's something the brothers is doing on their own. Brothers is ordering bean pies on their own. Now, if the brother choose to give charity from his bean pie proceeds to the minister, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? But the minister then is saying, oh yeah, go down there and go and buy bean pies and sell them. No, he said, take the Final Call newspaper that has the word, that has the message of truth in there, and take the truth to the people. Why? Because the Final Call newspaper is the second best minister in the Nation of Islam. It is the most important black newspaper in the country and across the whole globe. It's the most recognized newspaper across the whole nation and across the whole globe. So get your facts straight, young Pharaoh. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has never told us to go and be bean pie salesmen. He didn't even tell us to be final call news salesmen, but he's just telling us to go out there and make sure the word gets to those who never heard the message. And that's how he's touching the multiple lives that he's able to touch, because his followers go out to the people. I guarantee you, your so-called followers, who ain't even real followers, go out to the people spreading your message. And his message ain't even his message. It come directly from Allah through his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Next point. He has rebuilt schools in the Nation of Islam for our youth in almost every major city called Muhammad's University of Islam. He has schools in almost every major city. What schools have you built? If you got a daycare, where's that at? Show us some pictures. Show us the children that you have in your daycare that you said that you was raising money for. And show us the money and the expenses that you had to spend to build your daycare, if you actually have a daycare that you claimed that you was going to put together. Since you all up in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's pocket. Next point. He sent Haiti a water purification system for those who were affected by the earthquakes, who were robbed by Red Cross, the government, and the Clintons spending thousands of dollars on it. The minister wanted to make sure that the people of Haiti received the water purification system. The water purification system for those who were in Haiti who did not have clean water to drink, or to bathe with, or to use to cook food. Right now, today, those water purification systems are there. We have it in the Final Call newspaper. You can look it up online. You know what I'm saying? Seti, young Pharaoh, when have you done something that noble? And I'm not just saying this because, this is my leader and it's just biased. But, like LeBron James, he opened up a school. You know what I'm saying? I commend that brother. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the greatest athletes / activists to ever do it. Besides Muhammad Ali. But when are y'all going to do something of that magnitude? Instead of sitting back, criticizing and pointing the finger at everybody else. Because it seemed like y'all going from group to group, gaslighting every black group. See, that's the work of Satan. That's the work of the devil. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to unify the groups as a Christ figure would, that's what a Christ would do. He will find a universality in all the groups and tie them all together. That's the work of the ministry. But instead, y'all go out trying to divide the groups. See? And that's the work of Satan. That's the work of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? The enemy coming in blackface. Yeah, Satan, there are some black devils too that look like you and I out there doing Satan's work. And we got to expose you cats. The minister also ended the East Coast versus West Coast beef. When the heat of the East Coast versus West Coast beef was at its highest, and it was the death of our brothers Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, the hip-hop community reached out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They could have reached out to any other black Negro leader, but why did they reach out to the minister? Because nobody has the power and influence and the truth that is in his mouth like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has it. So they reached out to the minister, and the minister squashed that beef. When it was two whole different coasts at odds with each other. He united both coasts and restored peace from black people from both coasts. Next point, the minister has stood up in truth and justice against the United Nations, America, and Israel for their wicked practices. Now, y'all talking about all this banging on the beast stuff, but neither one of y'all have been condemned unanimously by the American government, by Israel, by Great Britain. The minister can't even go to Great Britain. They won't even show or premiere any of the minister's videos or lectures in Great Britain. You might have to watch it on YouTube. I don't even know if they can watch his lectures on YouTube, but the minister is banned from going to a whole country. And I hear y'all talking about banging on the beast. Where? Who y'all banging on besides other black people? Okay? The minister has provided security and protection for those black celebrities, leaders, and dignitaries who were targets of the American government. And he also counseled many who won't even defend him when he is being attacked. The minister has been being attacked by the American government. The minister has been attacked by Israel, and the same black people that he's defended, the same black people that he has counseled in the nighttime, won't even come out and defend him. Matter of fact, they come out and condemn the minister when there's a little bit of pressure put on them by the Jews, by the so-called synagogue of Satan. A little bit of pressure get applied on these people, then they decide to condemn the minister rather than defend the minister. You know what I'm saying? But big ups to Sister Tamika Mallory, you know what I'm saying, and other brothers and sisters who also have defended the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when the pressure has been put on them and has not punked out. You know what I'm saying? Has not punked out against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But next point, the minister has cleaned up and changed the lives of thousands of men, women, and children who can bear witness that the lifestyle that he presents to us is the best way. He cleaned up pimps, prostitutes, gang members, robbers, thieves, and people of all manners of ill repute. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has changed my life. I have not been this way my whole life. I have not been an angel. I have not been a saint. And I'm still not perfect to this day. And I'm still working on myself. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said self-development he said community is the basis of self-development. You know what I mean? We have to perfect self. We got to work on ourselves. He don't teach us just to point the fingers at the white man. You know what I'm saying? We knew that Netflix was going to probably do something like that. Well, some of us was even surprised that Netflix, you know what I'm saying, even picked up the documentary. We was like, okay, this is really going down August 1st. But just 2 days or a day or so prior to it premiering, then they snubbed it. You think the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan really give a damn about Netflix snubbing his documentary? The minister ain't sour like that. The minister ain't bitter over Netflix. He knew the possibility of this might happen. He been blacked out of the media for over 20 years, and what brought him back to the limelight and made him as strong as ever was the power in the machine through social media and the youth pushing and promoting him through social media. Brothers like Brother Ben X. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like Brother Reza Islam. You know what I'm saying? The Nation Town TV and many other platforms. The minister is not worried about the Netflix platform. You know what I'm saying? He has his own platform called NFA Studios. You know what I'm saying? But it's mainly members in the Nation of Islam who have subscriptions to NFA Studios. But he was trying to reach a wide-ranging audience. The minister is trying to reach out to a wide-ranging audience. People who do not know him, People who have got a misconception of who he is and the work that he has done and the things that he has said. So he don't need people like you misrepresenting him. He's not really concerned about Netflix. That was just a medium to reach the masses, to bring them closer to him. Bring them closer to the Nation of Islam and the truth that we speak and our lifestyle and our way of life. So do not be fooled for 1 minute, for 1 second, as if the minister is going to this enemy, begging them to be on their platform. The minister is way wiser than that. And guarantee that there has to be some foul play involved on part of Netflix, because for that to get all the way up to the minister, it has to be serious. It had to be confirmed and verified that this was true and this was about to happen. Otherwise, the minister wouldn't come out with a video asking the people. He's not going to waste his time asking the people to view it and comment on the video or the documentary, letting him know if they like the documentary or not. The minister is not going to waste his time. He's an 85-year-old man who works harder than many of us in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. Best believe that. We got the hardest working man on the planet right now. I don't know nobody work harder than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? He work his security to death. You know what I'm saying? And this is factual. This is factual. You know what I mean? So, next point. He has given us the basis of how to start our own business and support one another's businesses and how to make our businesses better. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been constantly giving us the blueprint on what to do as far as economics. But see, we got a nigga mentality just like you, young Pharoah said. We got a nigga mentality that we want something for free. We want to, oh yeah, what you gonna give me? We got a welfare mentality, so we bring that to black consciousness. So we bring that type of stuff to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, expecting a handout, like we on welfare. You know what I mean? Instead of doing for self. That's what our program is. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do for self. He said, accept your own and be yourself and support. But he said, support yourself. Support black businesses. He never taught us to ask for handouts. He never taught us to look at black leaders and say, what can you give me? No, we always teach you how to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give a man a fish, he eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. See? And that's what we trying to do. We trying to feed our people for a lifetime. We ain't trying to give you the fish. We trying to teach you how to fish. And that's why we got so many programs. That's why we constantly have to give the clarion call of justice. That's why we do what we do. You know what I mean? But you constantly try to trick and deceive the people. And what you trying to do is you trying to make the people lazy. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to work. Everything that the minister taught us and asked of us, we supposed to act upon it. You know what I'm saying? We don't wait for him to do it. He give us the instructions, and any leader give us the instructions, then we move out. Why? Because he's the general. He's the 5-star general over the army. These dudes out here is posing. You dudes is posers. Y'all not no real leaders because y'all ain't got no real followers. All y'all followers is on social media. Y'all got social media followers. But now one of these dudes is going to hold posts on you for 30 minutes. Come on, man. And we got brothers. The minister got 24 hour, 7-day protection. Come on, man. These people ain't going to follow you nowhere. They not going to follow you from here to the toilet. So I ask you again, before I end this video, what are your accomplishments? What are you doing to society, for society? What are you doing for the black community? Oh, I forgot. You said you're not a part of the black conscious community. You say you all say y'all not a part of this community. And if you are a part of this community, show us your works. Because you could bear a tree by the fruit. You could tell a tree by the fruit it bears. So what good fruit are you bearing? Because everything that we getting from you all is sour, is venomous, is toxic, stuff I don't respect. Something you do things. I'm not gonna go that far. But I'm gonna end that video on that note right there, asking you a question. What are your works? Since you were hating on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, what are your works? Think about that question. And family who will view this video, I would like to thank you all. I appreciate all the believers. And just keep up the good work, and let's keep pushing the nation's program and going after our people and resurrecting the dead, because there are big fields awake, the wide awake man, and that's why we do this work. We do this work for our people, for the salvation of our people and the liberation of our people. You know, not for vanity reasons. So I greet you all as I came with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.